Welcome back to another Titanovis deck tag video. It's going to be a pretty simple video. I really just want to talk up to you about basically mana and what it means to play mana in like a 4-color commander, maybe even like a 3-color commander, and what your game plan, how that dictates like what kind of mana you're going to use. So to illustrate this, I think it's best to like look at Aragorn the Uniter. He's a red, green, white, and blue commander. So he's four colors of the 5 colors. Okay, so quite a lot of colors to work with. I mean, to play this on turn 3 or turn 4, you need to make sure that you represent your colors. And if you're just playing basics, there's just no way. I mean, it's just you'll have to get very, depending on what you're doing, like in your bottom end to get there, like in terms of like your mana dorks, you'd have to play like a lot of green to make sure you hit these. And then you'd have to make sure that you're somehow getting into your other basics as well, which would be very difficult. So a concept of Magic that we like to talk about is like, well, you'll hear people say dual lands, DUAL, LANDS, dual, like different colors at once. And there's different ways of like going about this. Some lands you'll see like they don't come in untapped that are dual lands. Like for instance, if I just go here into the client, and usually they're of uncommon or common rarity. So you'll basically get these lands, for instance. Let's just put in our multicolored here, and when you're using the client, this is very good. Like using keywords is very good, and you'll get the hang of it. But add is a good way to kind of look at your lands and kind of see what you're dealing with your land situation. And so in terms of our lands, we have a variety here in these blue white colors. This one actually does damage to you, or it can pay just one generic and it won't do damage to you. So that's kind of interesting. That's a Adhikar waste. And then you can see this one's just a common rarity. It does a great thing of adding both the colors, but it does not come into play untapped. You have to wait a turn, which is not good. Deserted Beach is what's called a slow land. And they could work in like, 2-color mana bases when you have like a variety of untapped lands. They're very good because they just provide you that dual color on the third go. Let's see here. I mean, there's also these lands that have like, maybe some benefits if they come in tap. Like, for instance, this one can be paid into later where you gain 2 life and draw 2 cards. Very interesting card overall. So then you have like the frozen variety, like your snow lands here. Those are also good, like if you're playing snow payoffs. These ones, they see if you control like a land or not that is of this particular type, and that dictates if it comes in tapped or not. And then here we are with the Hollowed Fountain, which is a fantastic land where it actually has that Plains and Islands moniker. So this thing can be searched up with your fetch lands. It could be like, for instance, found with a... I believe it could even be found... it could be found with basically like... let's see... I was just trying to think of, is there any other things? It's usually going to be your fetch lands, like a Flooded Strand. But if you had, for instance, say this had like a green subtype, like a forest, there's cards such as like Rampant Growth, Nature's Lore, 3 Visits. Those will actually search up these dual lands, because they have like forest in the name style. So those become even better, right? So this one you actually have to pay 2 life. Sorry. This one you have to actually pay 2 life. So they basically can go into like every deck, right? Like your what you term a shock land, because it does 2 damage to you when it comes in the battlefield. Additionally, you have like your Hengegate Pathways. People say, and I think I'd agree, that these work better for like 2-color mana bases. And they're very nice because they give you that kind of option. They probably aren't even too bad in like, 3-color, 4-color. Honestly, how bad could they be? But these won't tap for 2 lands. Like, so you won't get like the variety that you get from like a Hallowed Fountain. but they are flexible and they're very good. So there's the pathway. You'll see like from my omissions here, like the lands that I am running for white blue, they're not really my priority for this particular deck. I would probably say like red green lands is probably like a good example. I really love sorry, I really love the surveil lands because they can be also searched up with these pay one life lands, which are also termed fetch lands, and we'll talk about those after. But these are very good. You know, these don't feel so bad to play on turn one because they can usually like help you get into another land if you really need to, like get one on, you know, if maybe you kept a 2-lander and you want to give a chance for your 3rd land drop, these surveil lands are very helpful to do to ensure that. Additionally, you'll see I did add the pain land to this one. It just doesn't come into play untapped or tapped, so you just have that flexibility. Sure, it does a damage to you when you cast a spell. It's fine though. I sometimes need to like play my Ragavan turn one or my Llanowar Elf on turn one. Like I just need that flexibility. It's just not. There's no way I can play a Rockvale Vale, especially in these 4 colors. You know, like I need like these certain mana available when I need it, even if there's a penalty. So of course we have our Stomping Ground in there as well. Have like this other cool this is just called like a multi-face land card if you're not familiar with that. So this is called Stump Stomp. It's from the new set. It's just nice for Aragorn because it triggers both of its modes at once. And it can also act as a land. Sure, it comes into tap, but we'll probably actually use this more not as a spell. And if it has to be a land, it has to be a land, you know. Okay, so that's that. Let's look at pay. And then we'll just take these subtypes out. So once again, this is just another like really decent way to look through your lands. You can see just by typing in pay, I got to look at all these like lands that can act as spells. They can like be paid into to come in untapped. So like a Razorgrass Ambush just seems like a no-brainer. Witch Enchanter is a new fantastic card. It's so good. Can just take out artifacts or act as a land. Then you have like your Zendikar lands that can actually, they're big spells or lands. They're really great. Like this one can make 2/4/4 angels and make all your creatures indestructible for a turn cycle. Jawari is like won a championship with Autumn Burchett. So she just played Jawari in her Yorion pile and just absolutely dominated that format, you know, for the week. So, you know, I think maybe LSV still won that, but she was in the final, I think. But Jawari was definitely like a prominent card, and it's still great. It's still like could be a land, or you can just get somebody for, you know, tapping out and you just counter their spell. We got this new one, Sink in a Stupor. So that's like a return spell. Can bounce something, or, you know, basically act like as a reprieve effect. You wouldn't draw the card, but it just would send something back to a hand or a spell. Seagate Restoration is just another fantastic card that you draw cards based on the amount of cards you have in your hand +1, and it can once again act as a land. Just amazing card. What else, guys? I mean, there's a bunch of these you can see from the new set, and they're all very good. I mean, you can't miss out on these. Like a Disciple of Freyalise is just easy money, right? You know, you're sacrificing one of your high-powered creatures, and you're like, you know, you're drawing cards and gaining life. It's fantastic. So, yeah, and here's like our fetch lands. So like I said, like a Bloodstained Mire that could find any mountain that had the mountain subtype, right? So, for instance, our Stomping Ground, it could find that because it has the mountain subtype. Or it could find our Commercial District because it has that mountain subtype. Similarly, for a Flooded Strand, that's even more multifaceted. That could like find our Hollowed Fountains, for instance. Where is that? There's like our Hollowed Fountains because it has can find plains or islands. So there it is. And for this one, you just have to pay a life. And you bring in these untapped lands for paying another 2 life. It's just, their sequencing is so much better. So I don't even have all the, you know, pay lands in here. I just simply don't have the wild cards for it. You know, I'm very short on like rare wild cards. So, you know, that's how it is right there. But What I do have is I do have cards like Command of Confluence. This is like a $40 card in real life. This just pays a life. Add 1 mana of any color. Fantastic. Command Tower, just this is 10 cents. Add 1 mana of any color in your color's commander identity. Just like easy slot-ins, right? You can't forget these cards. So overall, I have like just a variety of like, shock lands and fetch lands, some survey lands, and pain lands. So they're basically all untapped, and then a few basics. And then I also have the channel lands. I don't know if I discussed those with you yet, too. So let's just type in channel. These are just also easy money in your deck because they can act as like, they basically affect the board in some way. Like, for instance, a Boseiju can destroy artifacts or enchantments. Sokanzan can make tokens. So Otawara can bounce things. And Iganjo can do 4 damage to a target attacking or blocking creature. So just, also, they have no penalty. They don't come in tapped. They just come down untapped. These are fantastic from the Kamigawa set. They're just amazing cards. And then once again, like, yeah, I do have a couple basics. Like, I just do, like, it's just okay to run maybe a few. I don't feel like, it's terrible just maybe to end, especially if they're emphasized for what you need. Like, I need forest, right? So this is how it goes. Let's see. Moving into a paper format, though, like, you can improve because if you have 3 or more opponents, you get the commander lands that can come in untapped if you have 2 or more opponents. So, for instance, like a brush land could be subbed for like Rejuvenating Springs or whatever the name is. You can look that up. That I think that's the blue-green version. But yeah, those are very good, and then you don't have to take any damage, so it's great. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I want to also talk about like triumphs for now. Like, these are fantastic too, but you have to like get into your game plan, okay? Like, I can't run all of these. I don't think I can run any of these triumphs, even though like I'm playing 4 colors, because my game plan necessitates that I need to like have like these 1 mana plays. I need to like, in Brawl, it's a very fast format, and I'm playing creatures. I'm not like controlling the board. I'm not playing like, Anger of the Gods. I'm not playing Brotherhood's End. I'm not playing Sunfall and Farewell and Wrath Effects. I'm not playing that mid-range style. So I really need to like give myself a chance if I'm going to be playing Mana Dorks. If I'm going to be playing ramp into my creatures, and I'm not going to be playing a mid-range style, then I'll need those things, or mid-range or control. I need to have these going. I can't have time for these to be untapped. Maybe I could go a turn or two if I'm playing control and I'm countering things and I'm drawing stuff on my opponent's end step. But for this deck, you guys got to save your. I know it feels like appetizing to put in your, triumphs into your 4-colored, decks that have like these mana dorks and have like a, because you want your colors to be good. But really, like, you need, if you're playing like this, if you're playing mana dork, the mana dorks, and you're not playing like value from spells that remove things from the board, you're putting things to the board in a lot. Like, I'm putting tons of stuff to the board here, lots of creatures. Then you have to have these, you have to give yourselves a chance with like these untapped lands. It's just unacceptable to play really too much of anything else. Like, these surveil lands are good because they can help my bad draws, but overall, like, playing 3 is probably enough. I really don't need too many. So I think I'll just illustrate a game. I really love this deck a lot. It's very janky, but it plays cool cards like Omniscience and Show and Tell. And I'll keep it probably the way it is because I think it's just fun when I move it to paper. And I'll have that deck tech probably up like in about 2 days or so. But I just really want to talk about mana because it was frustrating to get to this because I had the triumphs in and I noticed that I was having so much trouble getting these guys out. And it was like, why do I even play these? Like, why am I even playing these cards? And to be honest, when I move into the EDH realm, I'll probably be subbing some of those dorks in for like Worldly Tutors and Enlightened Tutors because I want to like get into my Bloom Tenders and, maybe my Fanatic of Ronas's sooner than later, right? And those 1 mana dorks, like, are just not good enough. So that's my spiel. So I hope you enjoyed it. And then we'll just Take a look at the mana. It should be pretty good. It should be pretty solid. I'm pretty confident that it will. That's step one, is to make sure that the colors are good. We get 2 chances at it, of course. So yeah, this is fine, right? I have my fetch land here. If we get a green source, we can get Nissa and have a Delta available. So I'm very happy with it. Seems I have Lightning and Bolt available. And we win. Oh, that was that, guys. Okay. All right. They were afraid of my snap keep. They're like, wow, they kept that real quick. Oh, God. They put me right into Nadu. I just hope my mana's good. It's too slow. Too slow for Nadu, unfortunately. See, this commander is so hard, guys. He's so difficult to play against. Like, even a one ring hand is just not good enough. It really isn't. I have to make this work, right? I need blue mana here. This is why these are very good, the surveil lands. They give you a chance, I would like to have Jawari available, to be honest. I really wouldn't mind that. So it looks like we're not going to get our wish. There's really absolutely nothing to do here but just to play my blue mana and cry. Fable into Doors could maybe catch a victory. Sure, I'm going to get this countered, like maybe mana drained or something. Counterspell, nice. Anzrak could give them some trouble. They're not going into Nadu, which is really freaky. I'm just going to kill their dork here, I think. I don't want to play into... I don't know. I'll just play Aragorn out. This sucks. I was going to do this, but I'd rather keep this land available with mana drain. Oh, God. They can just do this like twice. Okay, I'm just over this game. See you later. Yeah, there's no reason to stick around. They have basically like 2 equips there. They have basically a free Nadu to cast. It's just no chance for me. So I wanted to like kind of illustrate my mana, but it looked like I was really stuck on red green. Like that was kind of like really bad. That was like a really bad look, I really don't need 2 basics either. So like basically anything blue, anything blue that's untapped seems fine. Like even like green blue pain land, for instance, would be just fine. I already have the Yavimaya Coast. Yeah, see, that's why it's very valuable. So I already have that untapped land. I don't know if there's any blue-green lands. Pathway, Botanical Sanctum is not the worst. See my blue-red. Yeah, I still have that as well, the Shivan Reef. Yeah, just because it's untapped, I guess. Yeah, maybe having Jawari up and available would have been a lot better for me. Because I could have held up, like, I could have maybe held up for them with a turn. So that was really fun. And just in terms of mana drain, it's a premium card, guys. If you're in blue, like, for this format, you just gotta play it. It's just too good not to play it. Like, 4 color, 5 color, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's just too good. Seems pretty good. I mean, any of these choices seems pretty good. I do like the Fabro Elder though. Just because I get to have the mana available. Like, Domri's good, but I get the mana available like when I cast it. So this one has to wait a turn, so I'll get it out first. This guy is an aggro commander, so um I just need a green source here. Green blue would be fine. See, and you have to be careful in Arena because it won't like it won't always let you like cast using your lands, and that I have 4 mana available here. You know, this guy has hexproof, so that's pretty crazy. So, you can try to go into Uro. Let's tap this. There you go. Or I could play Domri and play an elf. I'm just pushing like a lot of damage through. Actually, probably could have just chilled with Skrelv and protected Aragorn. I got very greedy. Sure. They're still over it. We're still done. I guess they were, running into the Mystic there, and they were kind of over it. Could have killed my Domri, though. So. Yeah, I mean, like, this is kind of my game style, so, like, I have, like, dabbled in, like, the kind of more mid-rangey stuff, and I like that, too. I think it's very strong, but I really like the Mana Dork stuff. I like how fast it is. Um, I think it's just very powerful, so it's just something I enjoy. It also doesn't hurt going first all the time, to be honest. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, like, Aragorn is tough, Like, I don't know if I wanted to play Aragorn really on the play. I think it's, like, probably maybe as bad as Nadu almost. All right, well, this will just be like the last game. I mean, I like the deck as it is, and I swear it's pretty much ready to go. I have some good ideas for kind of the changes I want to make. Still, it's really slow. It's like a meme deck because we got these omniscience and stuff. I mean, Esper Sentinel just drawing cards like crazy, right? So, well, hopefully we get that card. We need it. We need land. That's not a non-creature spell. Oh God, what a disaster. We're so far behind right now. It's not even funny. Sure. Wow, that's really great. Well, I think I'll illustrate to you all what is Mana Screw. That is Mana Screw. Um, I have 31 lands just here. Plus, I have so many multi-face lands. I have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. Plus, I'm playing like Mox Amber, you know? So, I'm basically at 42 lands. 10 multi-phase cards that can just be played as lands. So, that was not very good. It's pretty much a mana screw. It's the way that Arena gets you to complete playing. I guess it's in the realm of conceivability, but when you add those Surveil lands, it's just very unfortunate, right? So I gotta play another one now. Heliod is really good. Really good commander. This is actually a very keepable hand. I love Ruby here. Um, yeah, I think it's almost keepable. It's so close. See, these top lands are rough. Maybe I'm still being greedy with my lands. It's possible. It's just better. I can show and tell into an omniscience. Oh, this should be very interesting. Yeah, I think I can find green blue here, guys. Oh, opponent, this is not going to be your favorite day. Oh my goodness, this is like the meme part. It's like just like a turn two like victory. If a non-creature, no, this is not a creature. This is omniscience. I mean, I guess. I don't think they had much fun. Oh my god. All right, that will be the short. How goofy is that, guys? Well, um, Yeah, once again though, like I could find like I could lose like a Vorinclex to be honest. I know I saw that, but my mana should be a little bit better. It really should be. I shouldn't like have to like really stress these lands out very much. And I think green red is like where I honestly like let me think here. We had that I was just thinking of that Skrelv game. We had like a Windswept Heath so we could fetch up whatever we wanted. We need ruby mana. And we want to have Skrelv on one. And I think we had white mana available, so with a Witch Enchantress. So I think red and green mana would have done the trick. Between these two, like the Copperline Gorge, the Pathway. It's probably the dual land. Just edges out barely, I think. And you know what? Even like almost like a Plaza Heroes is almost really good for our deck too, because we have so many legendaries, it seems. So, but once again, like a Plaza can't cast an elf. So, almost a good hand. No green mana though. Much better. Just like absolutely perfection, you know? Just basically Arcane Signet, like basically Signet into Signet right here. Should be able to like counter anything they send into the play next turn. And if they don't do anything, then I just chill. Seeking. Huh. I don't think I need any more land. Alright, that's pretty smooth, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. That was fun. It's basically just like I want to save you guys kind of like a headache, and like when you're going in these, like when you're exploring these 4-color decks, and depending on your game plan, like, oh, go ahead, play Triomes, like, but make sure that like you know are playing that kind of game style where you can, you know, you don't need to play these 1 mana plays. Look how many 1 mana plays I have. I like this is just not conducive to Triomes. So even their Surveil lands are kind of getting in the way sometimes. But like I said, they kind of help. You could see that they kind of help, you know, fix your draws and give you a chance, you know. But I feel like the deck is way less greedy. I really like where it's at. I hope you enjoyed it. So that's Aragorn, and I'll have the paper deck tech really soon. Thanks. Bye.